Hi, everyone. We are the Kansas City Design Center Studio. My name is Charmaine Kilala, and I am with Tavia Navy and Samantha Davis, and we will be presenting the East Bottoms Visioning Study Project and answering your questions afterward. Done in collaboration with the City Planning of Kansas City, the project consists of creating a continuous public right-of-way in the industrial area of East Bottoms that connects to the rivers, connects to the city, and finally connects the city to the rivers. Located in the floodplain bounding the Missouri River and the Blue River, the East Bottoms along with the West Bottoms are the two industrial areas in Kansas City that, despite its geographic historical roots, are currently riddled with heavy industry and rails, effectively separating the city from the rivers. At this time, this massive industrial area is disconnected to the fabric of the city, but we found that it embodies some significant qualities to it that are part of the identity of the city, particularly the city's relationship to the riverfront. Our project is to rethought and reconfigure this industrial area in a way that makes it an inhabitable part of Kansas City. Historically, it has dealt with flooding because of its geographic location, which has resulted to its residential functions migrating into higher ground, leaving this place into a no man's land. Throughout our study, we got to these conclusions where East Bottoms is essentially a bowl that is affected by polluted runoff that stays in the site, with a river belt that is majorly dealing with adaptation from risk of flooding from the Missouri River. And because of heavy flooding, and because of heavy traffic and rails, and because of underutilized Riverfront Park, which by the way is bigger than New York City Central Park, the East Bottoms is very disconnected within. It is very disconnected to the rivers, and it is disconnected to the rest of the city. And lastly, we found that within East Bottoms, there are these different areas with different qualities to them. And in these areas, we have these huge significant buildings that command presence to themselves because of their sizes. From these findings, we created one goal. We have this new paradigm where industry and public realm can coexist. And we created several objectives to make this possible. First, we need to make this a safe and inhabitable place by building resiliency and sustainable adaptation in East Bottoms. We created a green infrastructure system that will not only reduce air and soil pollution, but will also manage stormwater runoff into smaller distributed systems and prevent the sewer system from overflowing and contaminating East Bottoms, Missouri River, and the Blue River. And then we want to create a public right-of-way that connects East Bottoms internally, connects it to West Bottoms, connects it to the rivers, and finally to the rest of the city. And lastly, we want to turn this no man's land into a destination site that uses and celebrates what is existing in the site. To do this, we created a trail system that is integrated with the needed green infrastructure network. And within this loops, and within this trail system, we created these loops that build upon the found qualities in the site. Within these loops, we have these follies that serves as organizing elements. And now we will go through the whole experience in East Bottoms, starting with the electric park, which builds upon the existing urban core and serves as a connection from the city to the river belt. The Riverfront Park, a resilient urban park that capitalizes on the hydrological changes and the creation of a shifting living environment that adapts to the river and absorbs its negative impact. The greenhouse, a resilient year-round food production site where we explored the intersection of green infrastructure and public space into a new urban typology. The industrial greenhouse is a living machine and a landmark that not only aids in food scarcity in East Bottoms and the surrounding community, but also provides the community with farm-to-table experience that contribute to long-term individual, educational, and career goals. The rest of Industrial District, connecting the existing STEM schools and community college to the industry, providing catalytic spaces that promotes interaction and chance encounters that may nurture exchange of ideas and serves as social pollinator. And lastly, the working landscape, which Tavia will go more in depth.
Okay, so the working landscape area is the easternmost and lowest part of the East Bottoms and is characterized by heavy industry, poor ecological habitats, and public disconnectivity. We've considered these issues and have come up with the concept of redeveloped green infrastructure system, restoration of ecological habitats, and public access to the site and industry. From the industrial district area, we move down Universal Ave and then come into Front Street, which is one of the heavily used streets for industrial traffic. Front Street gives us an opportunity to design what the coexistence of pedestrian and industrial traffic can be, with four-way stop traffic lights and protective trail design. One of the big moves we designed in the reshaping of the topography, we have removed soil to create our site's large stormwater basins for the green infrastructure system. These new basins will also be a part of a new ecological development that will then restore the disconnected habitats. One of the main disconnections is down Front Street. Reconnecting this habitat corridor will influence native species to flourish and improve the landscape. Creating a trailhead at the end of Front Street that is vehicle-oriented is important to harnessing traffic from Highway 435 and Front Street. For the public aspect of the design, we want to allow minimal physical access, but extraordinary and unique views to the green infrastructure system and to the larger industrial elements on the site. The soil that was taken to make the stormwater basins has been used to cap over the hazardous soil in the industrial area at Evergy. On top of that soil, these will be solar panels to create renewable energy for the city. There's a major connection opportunity for Kessler Park and its residents to activate the Blue River. This connection explores the bridging over the industrial traffic in this area and to the sites and natural amenities, and design ecological habitat system. The Blue Riverfront can become a place that allows recreational activity on the Blue River and experiential spaces along the riverfront. And this concludes our East Bottoms visioning study.
We are open for questions and discussions if anyone has any questions and comments.